Welcome to your practice today. This practice is lovingly called circles, spirals, and curves. And it is an amalgamation of lots of different practices that I do on my own, including yoga, dance, Pilates, a little bit of gyrotonic. So I've kind of combined a bunch of modalities to put together some movements that are less linear, which traditional exercise, including yoga and Pilates, tends to fall into this linear movement with straight lines. And if you think about it, there are no straight lines in the body. Our bones are spirals, our muscles have spiral and curve to them, our fascia weaves, right? So it's really a practice about incorporating what our bodies naturally are. They're water as well, so the movement's going to be super flowy, and you'll feel the curves and spirals all the way through. So I hope you enjoy it. You're going to start in a seat. Comfortable seat. If it feels a little hard on your hip flexors, your hamstrings, to sit with your legs straight out in front of you, you can sit up on like a blanket, or maybe a rolled up mat would be good for you here. Or you can also even just bend your knees a little bit. And you're just gonna take your arms behind you, right? This way. And I want you to just let your knees and legs open apart from each other, and then knock towards each other. So we're gonna start kind of simple here and build. So just letting the leg bones internally and externally rotate. And then next time your feet and knees come towards each other, I want you to pull your heels towards your bum. And that might make you roll back a little bit, and that's fine. Just let your elbows bend. And then open your knees and push your legs back out away from you. And let's go all the way straight if you can. And then pull the knees and toes towards each other and pull the legs in, heels to your bum. Externally rotate, knees open, and press your legs long and away from you. So let's do that a couple more times. And just go ahead and just let the spine roll back, and then lift the sternum as the legs go out long. So it's a kind of a complicated movement when you put it all together, but it's gonna start to feel a little bit more natural as you go. So you can add the arms here if you're so inclined by taking internal rotation with the arm bones as well. So rolling the arm bones in and then rolling the arm bones out, palms up. So you can turn the palms down, rounding your back, curling the spine, and then bringing the arms forward, lifting the chest. And reach. And curl. So it's a real contraction and expansion. The spine curls and extends. And I got a little shake there, which is nice. So this is quite interesting core work, right? Not something that we normally do to like strengthen the abdominals, but you can feel how the muscles of the trunk are really having to work for this. One more time. This is nice churning motion. Woo! Awesome. Bend your knees. Grab the backs of your legs. And then roll back the same way you just were doing. So instead of collapsing, you guys, and kind of compressing into your vertebra, think of getting really tall first, and then imagine like taking an ice cream scoop to your belly. So really carving out the abdominal wall as you roll back. So you get support in this curved shape. And then you're gonna take one hand to the opposite knee. And with that free arm, you're gonna reach back and find a little twist. And then like you're spreading icing on a cake, bring the arm back forward. Turn the palm up, reach back and rotate. And then spread the butter. Reach back and forward. Curve, carving out the belly, find a rotation, look towards that arm. If it feels better to have your legs a little longer, that's an option. Let's do 2 more on this side. Curve. And last one. Take the other side. So hand on the opposite knee. Rotate the palm upward. Roll back and add a twist. And then flip the palm down. Open. So really it's not about trying to make a shape necessarily. Don't worry about how it looks. Don't worry about being graceful. Just have the intention of finding that smooth, sort of spreading action with the arm, palm rotating open and closed. Arms spiraling, there's that spiral word. Arms spiraling in the shoulder socket. Last 2. And 1. All right, now we're gonna roll onto our backs. So lie all the way back. And just take your arms by your sides for a second. And float your hips straight up into the air. Come into a long line from your knees all the way to your shoulders. And then you're just gonna let your right side of your pelvis, drop towards the floor and then land it on the floor. Then roll across your sacrum, or your low back. Pick up the right hip first and come back up to level hips. So let's try that same side again. Let the right hip drop all the way to the floor. Roll across the pelvis. Pick the right hip up first. So use your right bum, then the left to get the hips back to level. And then unlevel again, right hip drop. So we're gonna continue going in this direction. Up and up. Down, down, up, up. Keep moving. Much different way of doing normal hip lift. And if this at any point aggravates your back, take the little unleveling action of the hips less. Or you can also just skip the unleveling part and lower and lift your hips up level. Good, now let's go to the other side first. So lift the left hip up first, then the right. Let the left side of the pelvis drop. Roll across the sacrum. Lift the left, then the right. Lower the left. All the way down, roll across the pelvis. So continue that direction. And notice, like, maybe it feels a little harder or even smoother on this, going in this direction. Just note that for yourself. Down. And notice where your feet are as you do this. Are you rolling to the outer edges of your feet or collapsing on the inner edges? See if you can find even pressure across the whole foot on both sides. And last time on this, left, up, and down, and down. So now we're back onto the floor. Level off your hips and take your feet wider. Nice and wide stance here. Now pick your hips up just like 1 inch so you can kind of swish them side to side, swishing the hips side to side. And then we're gonna take, like, if your hips were on like a swing set, they would go down and up to one side, down and up to the other side, down and up, down and up, down and up. So never touching the floor. And up. So my hips are shifting off to one side, they swing down and back up. So this is the curve, the under curve of like the bottom of a swing set and the top of the swing. Good, now take it all the way up and over. And again, that direction, up and over. So now we make a complete circle. We've got that upper curve and the lower curve. Upper curve and the lower curve. Now go the opposite way a couple times. Up and over, down. Up and over, down. 3, 2, and 1. Woo! And then just rest your hips back down onto the floor. Let your knees maybe shift side to side. And then you're gonna pick your feet up, you guys. Pick your feet up, have your arms out where it's comfortable, and you're just gonna roll over to one side. You might wanna face the screen first. Roll over to one side. Now you're gonna use your bottom arm to help push you up to seated. And with that free arm, you're gonna act like you're reaching for something way up there, reach. And then pull that thing to you as you come back onto your side. And then roll across your back to the other side. Use your bottom arm to help sit you up. The top arm reaches for something, grab it, pull it to you. Lie back onto your back and roll. Good. Lift and sit up. Reach. Pull to you. So there's a contraction there and then a roll across the back. Push and reach. Pull and roll. Let's speed it up a little bit. Push and reach. Pull and roll. That roll should feel nice. Push and reach. Pull and roll. You got it. Keep going. Now, if you'd like, you can come up to your knees. You can lift your pelvis off the floor. And then back. Up and reach. Pull and back. Imagine what you would pull to you. It could be something like a beautiful piece of fruit, or it could also be something you want more of in your life. Warmth, brightness, joy, peace. Pull it to you. Yours for the taking. One more time each side, you guys. Up, reach for it, grab it. And then just finish on your back here. And feel the effects of that rolling. Rolling on the floor has been scientifically proven to calm the nervous system. So even though your breath, it might be slightly elevated, your heart rate, just notice how you feel in your mind, in your spirit. And pick up your feet again and just grab the backs of your legs. And now we're going to start to roll front to back. So you can use a little momentum. And then I want you to take, next time you roll up, take one leg in front of the other and come up to a little sit and reach forward. And then roll back. Change to the other leg in front. Roll up and reach. Roll back and reach. And you can use your hands to support you as you roll back and reach. As you roll, make sure you're not coming up to your neck. You're pausing there in your upper back. And reach. Now, you can stay with these rolls. You can make them small, like this. You don't even have to go all the way back if it's too much. Or you can also kick this up a notch by coming all the way forward. Pull back. Switch legs. All the way up and forward. Reach. And back. Reach. And back. Reach. And back. Some of you might want to come all the way up. And back. And up. Reach. Reach. Let's do 2 more. Reach. Roll. Reach. And roll. Now just go ahead and come all the way up to a seat. Bring your legs behind you. Sit back in a child's pose for a second. And then you're going to rise up onto your hands and your knees. Just like this. Oh, that felt good. From here, take a nice cat stretch by rounding your back. Doming your middle back to the ceiling, letting your head drop. And then take that cat stretch back towards your heels, just like halfway. And then bend your elbows till like they hover off the floor. And lead your nose forward and up into a cow stretch. So let's take those together. Round your back, sitting your hips towards your heels, and then lead with your nose and your sternum to come up and forward. Curl the spine back. Arch the spine forward. Adding the breath in, however you see fit here, however it naturally comes. And let's add something else here. So as you round your back, I want you to take your right arm behind you. And then as you come up, open that arm up and forward to the floor. Round your back, take the other arm behind you. As you lift your chest, bring that arm up and forward. Ooh, that feels good. Like a sexy tiger. Round, up, and forward. Reach. Other arm back. Up and forward. And make sure it's not just the arm that's doing this circle. Your chest is rolling open. Reach way out in front of you. You're going to get a nice good fascial stretch through those diagonal lines of your trunk. Whoa. One more time each side. I hope this feels as good for you as it does for me. Good, and then just come back to both hands and knees. Bring your rib cage towards the floor, back to that cow stretch, and then circle the ribs over to one side, up to the ceiling, and over to the other side. So making that full circumference. The rest of the body will follow along, but don't worry about that. Really let the movement initiate from the ribs. Space between the ribs. Go the other way. Good. And then come into neutral spine. Tuck your toes under and press up to downward facing dog. No worries about straightening the knees, but you can start to pedal the feet a little bit. And then make sure the feet aren't too wide, more narrow than your hips. Lift your heels up as high as they'll go. So tush into the air, really lift it up. And then let your left hip drop towards the floor. Your heels will spin to the left. Your knees will bend a little. And then you're gonna smile that hips up towards the ceiling, that over curve, and then let the right hip drop, heels to the right. Up and over. Keep going. Up and down. The hips lift, make an over curve, and you come down. Up and down. Keep going. Up. Now, if you want to make this a little bit more dynamic, you're going to drop your hip all the way to the floor and then pick it back up, over, and down. And up, woo, and down. Now I'm starting to get really, almost breaking a sweat. So this really full body movement. So notice how your body feels. Maybe you're building some heat. Good, and then one more time, you guys. Come back to regular downward dog. Walk your hands to your feet. And just stay here in your forward fold, your ragdoll position. Let your head hang. And then with knees slightly bent, press your feet into the floor and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Take your feet nice and wide into this goddess squat, wide-legged squat. Drop your pelvis, feel the weight of it for a moment. Maybe take a couple little bounces, checking to see that your knees are going in the same direction as the toes, adjusting accordingly as you need to. And then you're gonna take some smiles with the pelvis. I know that's kind of a weird thing, but let your pelvis drop straight down into the middle, and then try to keep it pretty level as you lift it up and over to the one side, drop it down through center, and over to the other side. Drop it down and up. So really all I'm doing is bending one knee as the other leg straightens. But I'm thinking about initiating from the pelvis, down and up. So it has that swing type of a sensation or movement. Down and up, down and up, down and up. Now we're gonna make a whole circle. So let's try this. Down, up, up, down. So you see my knees here. One bends, both bend. Other straighten and straighten. Bend, bend, straighten, straighten. And I'm doing this with my arms because it's natural for me, but maybe it is for you too. Just notice what your arms might want to do here and just let them go. Very Tai Chi-like, actually. Good, now go the other way. Just get really warmed up in the legs. And last one. Good, you guys. Heel toe your feet back together. Give your legs a shake. And now is when you're going to grab your blocks. If you don't have blocks, don't worry. You can just imagine you have teacups in your hands or wine glasses, something that you don't want to spill. And actually, we're only going to use one at a time. So you can put one on the floor and take one of your blocks in an open palm. Now here's the spirally part of this. You're gonna bring your block underneath your arm. Notice what your arm has to do to make that happen. And then you're gonna try to keep your block balanced as you straighten the arm again. So my arm completely spiraled inward. It's internal rotation. Now we're gonna open back to where we started. All right. Try not to hold the block with your fingers. Try to have a closed palm here so you're not cheating this. Let's try it again. Pull it under and reach. And spin it through. So if you have no block, pay attention that your palm is facing upward the whole time. Good. Now let's take it to the top version of this. So now you're going to go around behind your head, like making a circle, like a halo. Internally rotate. And then back around. All right, try that again. Out, behind you, over your head. If you drop the block, don't worry. That is very normal. Notice I'm moving my spine out of the way a little bit. Good, now let's put them together. So we're gonna go under and out and back and out. Keep going, back and behind you above. Out and around, and one more time, under and reach, back, out. Keep going, behind, over. Cool, let's do the other side, which is my non-dominant hand. It's probably yours too. So this will be different. Let's give it a whirl. Just get curious about it. Here we go. Underneath and reach. This could be your new party trick, by the way. And out. Yeah. You could do it with an actual teacup or a shot glass. Doing good so far. How about you? Now we're gonna go behind, above, external rotation. Now internally rotate to keep the palm up. External rotation. Do that again, over the head. Let's put them together. Under, out. Keep going. Over, externally rotate. Internally rotate. One more time. I've had a lot of practice in this. So if you're dropping the block left and right, don't worry. It's because I've practiced. And I have very mobile shoulders, which isn't necessarily a good thing. Woo! All right. We're not going to even use the second block. Let's take our legs wide with the toes turned forward. And all I want you to do is bend one knee and lift. This is the most linear thing we'll do today, just this little sequence. So your back stays flat, you just bend one knee and bend the other knee. Kind of like a speed skater type of a shape here. And whatever knee is bending, look in that direction. Even let your torso twist a little bit. All right, you guys, we're gonna add the arms. Take your arm out. Back. Keep on this same side. Good. Underneath. And out. So I'm just playing with the arm things that we just did, those arm motions. I'm imagining I still have the block, and if you wanted to, you could actually try it. Takes a little bit more coordination with the block. Just give yourself some compassion here if you're trying it. Whoop! Get fancy with it. Good. Now just stay over here on the one side. Fold over that leg. The opposite straight leg gets a good stretch. Maybe even take the same arm up for a twist. And then push the floor away and come back up to standing. So let's do that repeating on the other side. Take your arm out, using the block if you'd like. This will be interesting. Bend your knee. And up. Really good for your brain to do movements like this that require lots of different focal points and coordination. If you want to try going above, let's do a couple more. Just play with whatever arm variation you want. And it can be totally, you can just make it up if you want. But think of the spiral and circular theme we've got going on today. You can make this your own. Good, now just put the block down and come over here for a little stretch. Opposite leg stays long so you get that inner leg line lengthening. Maybe take the arm up. And then go ahead and push yourself all the way back up to standing. Heel toe your feet back together. Loosen up your joints a little bit. We're gonna end with a little cool down meditative movement. Close your eyes, imagine there's a pencil sticking out the top of your head and you're just gonna draw circles on the ceiling. You're not just moving your head though, you're moving your entire body from your feet all the way up in a circular pattern. And feel all the little muscles that turn on to keep you balanced as you shift around on your legs and your feet. Go the other direction. And then slowly let the circle get smaller and smaller until it dissolves and you're back to standing upright with as little effort as possible. Bring your hands to touch in front of your heart. Let your chin bow slightly down in reverence to your body and your willingness to show up and use your body in this circular, spiral, curvy way that Mother Nature intended. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this practice. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you next time on Very Move.